I've seen many people screw up, not because they weren't eating correctly, they didn't have discipline, not because they weren't training, and when they lost the weight, they become discouraged because of all the muscle loss, which becomes obvious at the end of your diet. I've seen people bulking up and getting discouraged because when they get measured after they've finished gaining the size, they've realized they've just gotten fat. All that is due to the quickest way to screw up, not tracking the protein. If you're dieting to get results, your choice of nutrients, especially your protein choices, it has to be number one. Your metabolic rate is your body's calorie burning ability when you're sitting around doing nothing, because the protein doesn't only build muscle, it speeds up your basal metabolic rate by 30%. Carbohydrates only speed it up by 10%. And don't be afraid of fats. However, anybody that's a trained dietitian or nutritionist knows this particular rule. With foods, you can either fortify them by adding whatever you need, or you're stripping the food. Which is better, isolate or concentrate protein? Isolate has had everything stripped from it, and all you've got is the bare protein, which people feel it is the best. The things they haven't taken into consideration, foods that are fortified. Fortified food means they've had something added to it which makes the food superior in quality, in protein efficiency ratio, digestion, absorption, superior results. Now, concentrate's a little bit different. Concentrate actually contains the best part of the protein when it comes to recovery, lactoferrin, which isolate does not. When you're recovering or you're ill, that lactoferrin is the magic part about it, so you have a more complete food. The first thing we always say is, the further away you get from where it originally came from, the weaker the food. The benefit of concentrate, it's a step closer to where it originally came from. People feel that concentrate is not pure, so they go for the isolate. That's the mistake that they're making, because when concentrate has been added, you're fortifying the protein. To me, the ideal protein powder has always been a blend of concentrate and isolate. But the amino acids play a really big role in holding on to lean muscle tissue, especially when you're dieting or you're trying to gain muscle. You need those 8 essential amino acids. You also need the 4 branch chain amino acids for recovery. Most good blends have enough of that in there. However, the thing that you've got to be looking at is it a whole food? Again, how many steps away is it from where it originally came from? Has it been fortified with the right steps to be as beneficial as possible for you? The core component of getting those supplements to be beneficial for you is to make sure you're having other whole food. If you have too much food, your waistline is going to show it. But you also have to consider, some people need calcium. Well, look, if it doesn't say it on the label, if it's got concentrate in it, it's pretty much telling you that it's got calcium in it. If you're only dealing with isolate, there's a very, very good chance that it's had the majority of the potassium and calcium stripped out of it. Where if you've got a formula that has been fortified, you can rest assured that if you didn't strip the food, everyone knows that milk and any milk product is really high in calcium and also has potassium. But if you're lactose intolerant, and you know what, even if you are lactose tolerant, you're going to get bloated. I would not be dealing with a protein powder if I drank it and it bloated me. In that protein powder, you'd want to have the correct pharmaceutical grade enzymes that are going to have you digesting the product. If you've got the enzymes in there, you're not going to get that bloat. It's very important to not just look at the paperwork that comes with these products, but how they're affecting you. This is the one that's going to make everything else completely unnecessary. This is it. Intelligence Whey, the Classic Physique Blend. Click on the link below.